Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
That reminds me of, it's sort of an application. General Dozier, who was the UN general for Italy.
Yes. Was kidnapped.
One-star general was kidnapped by the Rote Brigada, the Red Brigade. The Red Brigade is a particularly nasty group. They usually kill their victims eventually.
Yeah. This was back in the 1970s.
The late 70s, in fact. General Dozier, we did a really good session on him. There were two of us, and we were able to define that the fact that he was in Ravenna, Italy, I think it was Ravenna, and that he was on the end of a dead-end road with a circle around a fountain, and it was a four-section apartment building, and he was being held on the third or fourth entryway, and then he was in the ground level apartment and he had a mask over his face, headsets taped to his ears, and he was chained to a hot water system mounted on the wall.
Yeah, radiator.
Inside a tent. Okay, I guess that was supposed to confuse him.
Lots of information, many details.
Yeah, and they were playing rock music in his ears. We were getting tons of really important data. If you look at a husband worried about his daughters and his wife, we got great data, dead accurate. I mean, really good stuff. When you look at finding him, it was a lot more cloudy. It was very difficult. We sent our data to Italy. Italy would not use it because they had used psychic information from some of the locals. Translate that to mean 1,500 papers. It hit the place in like no time at all. The first raid they made was on a house of ill repute that had one of their senators in it. His wife was not as understanding as he might want her to be. A second person was outed basically by this information because they went to the wrong place again. So they notified us basically they weren't going to use the information. It turns out that they were able to capture the the brother of one of the Red Brigade's members.
Yes.
And that brother was able to confirm the stuff in our report. As a result, or prior maybe from other things, we don't know because the Italian police won't say, they were able to rescue General Dozier. And in fact, he was in a tent in an apartment, chained to a radiator with rock music blaring away in his ears. We thought, this is the perfect person. We can bring him back. He's probably got a clearance. We can read him on and have him look at his own file and tell us what in there is accurate and what isn't.
Yes.
He read that file probably 4 times. His conclusion was, surprised everybody. His conclusion was, you need to start a school where you could teach people how to think to aid in their own rescue. That was his recommendation. He said, all this stuff in here about what I was thinking, not only is it accurate, it's in order. It was just amazing to him. He was blown away.
In other words, even though the Stargate program that you were involved in has been discontinued, General Dozier, who eventually was rescued, although not necessarily based on your information, confirmed that your information was so good that it could be taken to the next level.
Exactly. Exactly. So let's start something here. Let's teach people who go overseas who might be at risk how to think.
How to signal maybe to...
Exactly. Give messages. I thought it was a brilliant idea.